Hello, very good morning and welcome to Athavan newspaper highlights. Today is Sunday, 28th of August 2016. This is Edward Udedas Thavasagayam Pillai with the highlights of today's weekly newspapers. Sunday Times, Sunday Observer and Ceylon Today. Firstly, let's have a look on the Sunday Times. Rajapaksa loyalists to form new party with Mahinda at the helm. Sri Lanka Freedom Party dissidents are to form their own party with former President Mahinda Rajapaksa as their leader. However, a decision is yet to be made on the name, which may be similar to the SLFP. The decision to form their own party was taken on Thursday when the committee named by Mahinda Rajapaksa to study matters arising out of the suspension of his loyalists met at their office in Nelumbokuna Road, Battaramulla. The committee comprises Basil Rajapaksa, Dalas Alagaperuma, Pavitra Wanyarachi, Rohita Abe Gunawardana, GL Pires and Mahinda Yapa Abewardana. The new party, according to sources familiar with the measures being taken, will begin consultations with all other political parties to form a common front. Hackers attack President's website. Warning of cyber war. The tampering of President Maithripala Sirisena's official website with the hackers breaching the site's defenses on 2 consecutive days is being probed by detectives, the Criminal Investigation Department said yesterday. The website www.president.gov.lk continued to be offline yesterday after the second attack. The President's media director, Dharmasiri Bandara Ekanayaka, said a decision was made to temporarily take down the website after it was hacked a second time on Friday evening. Hambantota bunkering, 2 big loss-making ventures also in the running. 2 loss-making government ventures are among those which have submitted bids to carry out bunkering operations at the Hambantota oil tank farm. Bids were submitted for bunkering by the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation and Ceylon Petroleum Storage Terminals Limited, as well as Adani Bunkering and the John Keels Holding World Fuel Services joint venture. Based on what is in the public domain, the CPC and CPSTL do not meet the minimum qualification criteria on their own, despite bidding as such, an industrial source said. Secondly, let's move to Sunday Observer. Ex-President Nasheed in Colombo in anti-government move. Former Maldivian President Mohamed Nasheed, who had secretly flown into Colombo this week, is said to be meeting dissidents here and gathering support in an attempt to oust strongman President Abdullah Yamin and overthrow the government, Sunday Observer reliably learns. Sources in Maldives confirmed that security had been tightened following the reports of Nasheed's activities. It is, however, unclear how Nasheed may make a formal attempt at legally toppling the government or impeaching the current president. Media access to Parliament Committee soon. Parliament's oversight committees appointed by the House to monitor various governmental activity will soon allow the news media access to report on their proceedings, Deputy Speaker Thilina Sumadipala told the Sunday Observer. He added, however, that the news media could not be given blanket access to some other committees like standing committees and select committees appointed for various special purposes. Ban Ki-moon to focus on government's progress. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon is expected to focus on the progress of Sri Lanka's commitments made before the UN Human Rights Council in September last year during his 2-day visit to the country this week. This will be his second visit to Sri Lanka. The UN chief visited the north a week after the LTTE was defeated in May 2009. He travelled to the liberated areas speaking to the people held hostage by the LTTE. Boy dies from elephant attack. The 5-year-old boy who was travelling in a van which was attacked by an elephant in Karuwalagas Wewa succumbed to his injuries last afternoon. A group of 11 in a van were on their way to Katunayaka Airport from Jaffna when the vehicle hit an elephant standing on the road at Karuwalagas Wewa. The OIC of the Karuwalagas Wewa Police Nuan Pereira said that after the collision, the elephant along with the van had got dragged along the road for approximately 10 feet, after which the panicked elephant had attacked the vehicle, smashing the front of the van, resulting in 1 death. The deceased were seated on the front seat of the van. Finally, let's move to Ceylon Today. controversial 700 million rupees IT deal of People's Bank. No paper advertisements, not calling for tenders. Deal finalized in 5 days. Special board meeting called on 31 August. The government last week suspended a 700 million rupees IT project temporarily in response to strong opposition voiced last Thursday by 3 members of the board of directors of the People's Bank. They had emphasized strongly that the tender had been granted to the bidder within an inordinately short time period and well outside the parameters of established state tender procedures. The award was for the supply of newly required hardware for digital equipment of the People's Bank. Arrested for terrorism, other crimes. Police torture prohibited. NPC. A spokesman for the National Police Commission said yesterday the code of ethics drawn up by the National Police Commission had clauses reiterating the prohibition of torture being used by the police on any person arrested under suspicion of any type of crime, including a threat to national security and crimes within the context of a scenario of armed combat. The spokesman said the code underscores the fact that the police have absolutely no judicial powers. The code compiled by the National Police Commission was unveiled last Wednesday in Colombo. The code, however, says the police can exercise limited force on detainees proportionate to a given circumstances. Police officers are bound to disclose their names and official numbers whenever a citizen so demands. With that, let's come to an end of today's paper highlights. We will come with more news tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening to Athavan Newspaper Highlights.